Hello my friends, welcome at my YouTube channel. This is Marta here and I am back to you after a little break with another video tutorial. I already started making a card, but then I just thought today morning I was actually clearing off my phone so I could have a little bit memory so I could back recording my videos because my phone was just full up till every single megabyte was just taken by photos and videos. So once I cleared my phone, I just thought, okay, I'm just gonna put my camera on and start. Even though I start making a card, I will start recording it. So I was making a card for someone else and I was tearing the edges for the card, and I end up with the bunch of those little strips. And when I was clearing my desk, I just thought, oh, I could actually use those strips because I love this design, this blue pattern paper with roses, and I don't really want to throw it away, and I will try to make something of those pieces. I actually made a full A5 size card with a matching box from 12 by 12 paper. Plus I also made additional 3 other cards and plus this one. So I'll maybe, once I get everything put up and videos, so I will show you all the cards I've made. The big card, the fanciest one, it's already gone because it was meant to be for someone else, and I'm just making those little cards from the leftovers I have. So I'm trying to figure it out, the best spacing, how to arrange those little pieces. I am tearing some bits as well off just to make everything fit nicely on the card, and I'm just using a regular school glue to attach this paper. The card I am making is actually 6 by 6 size, and I cut myself a little bit smaller panel, which is 5 3/4, I think so, and I am gluing everything to my front panel rather than to the main card, because in case I won't be happy or something, I won't be really losing the card. I can just start over again. And now all my pieces are glued together, and I am putting them through the We Are Memory Keepers embossing folder. This is a lovely wave embossing folder, and it's very subtle embossing, so it's not really visible. It's much more visible actually in a real life than on the camera, but it gives this nice impression and a little bit of a texture to my card. I'm planning to cover the front panel with a embossing powder as well. At first I took some clear sparkle embossing powder, but then I just thought, no, I don't really want to have a glitter on it, so I just switch it to a regular clear embossing powder. And before I will sell everything in a embossing powder, I'm just using some extra ink to add a little bit color to the card. I'm trying to find the perfect shade. The cantaloupe one I took, it was just a little bit too yellowish, so I switched it to the angel pink one, which is really lovely soft blue, soft pink pastel color, and I'm just adding a little bit here and there. And after I finish with that, I've also decided to make the card look a little bit vintagey, so I will be adding a little bit of a brown tone as well. Usually for aging a paper, I'm using the vintage photo ink, but because the vintage photo one is quite dark, I've decided to use a dye tea one. This is Distress ink. I have the whole collection of this mini ink pads, and I really enjoy to using them. I also have some of the Distress oxide inks, but at this moment I think I only have like a 4 of the colors. I wish I had a more, but since I've already buy the mini Distress inks in just regular range right now, this is what have to be enough for me. So I am adding this brown color to the edges and also a little bit in between, just to enhance those tears paper, as I already mentioned that. And once I get it done and I'm happy with how the results looks like, I will be adding some clear embossing powder. My embossing pad, actually the one I'll be using there, it's not very juicy, it's quite dry. That's why I smear it over the page like several times. But my idea is that do not cover the panel with embossing powder very heavily, because I don't want to have this like a tile effect. The embossing powder is just added mainly to add some additional texture and a little bit like shininess to the panel. So I am not bothered if the panel is not entirely covered in the embossing powder. I'm actually using the last little bit I have left over in this little jar. I have to order a new one, but not just yet. I'm waiting till I finish that one, and then maybe I'll be looking to buy another one. I'll probably buy a bigger jar this time, so it will last me much longer, since I'm using it quite a lot. Now I'm melting the powder, and it reveals this beautiful texture with this beautiful pattern paper, and I'm really happy how this background it's looking like, how it's turned out. These two little circles are actually left over from the previous card I was making. I was die cutting some shapes like frames from other dies, and this was the central part which was left over, so I decided to use it for this card. I have this beautiful stamp set which was a free into like card making collection magazine I bought like I don't know, a year ago or something, and I've decided to stamp the sentiment using the brown iCarve ink, because I think it's bound nicely with all this brownish tone we add to the front panel. So I'm stamping it twice, make sure it's looking nice. And once it's dry, I will also cover these little pieces with a clear embossing powder as well. I've decided to distress the edges of those circles a little bit by using my scissors, and this is actually a very quick trick to add some additional interest to the simple card. So I'm just making sure that the edges are nicely distressed on both the circles, and then I will use a little bit of the ink to add the color to them as well. finally, I've decided to add 2 leaves, and I will be making them exactly the same way as my sentiment circles. I will add a little bit of the distress ink to the leaves, and then I will cover them in a clear embossing powder. Once I have them ready, I will start to assembling my cards. One thing I forgot to do earlier is to distress the edge of my panels. So now I'm trying to make it up for it. I will add a little bit of ink as well, just to make everything matching. Once it's done, I will start gluing my front panel. I will be using some Kids Fan Foam, double-sided tape, and a little bit of a hot glue gun, just to put everything together. I just want to say thank you so much for being here for me. I hope you enjoyed that video and you'll have the idea that you can make something beautiful out from these little scraps of paper. I also, when I was cleaning my desk, at first I thought I would throw them away, but I am so glad I haven't done it, and I was managing to make this card. So I hope you enjoyed that idea, and let me know what way you are using your scraps. Are you making them into something, or how you use them? Or if you have any videos when you do similar project using your scraps, you can leave me a link to the video in the comment, so I'll be happy to watch it, and then we can share our ideas. Thank you so much for being here for me, and I hope everyone are well. And at the end of the video I will add some photos as well of the other cards I've made using this lovely blue pattern paper with this flower pattern. I just love that paper so much, and I think if that will be any other ordinary paper, I would just throw that bits away, but because I'm really in love in that paper, I didn't want to throw it. So that's the idea for the project. So thanks again. I hope the video bring you some value, and if you enjoy it, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel or share it with someone you know you may like and enjoy the video. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I hope to see you here soon. Thank you. Bye bye.